Kabir Khan wants to meet you. Like, matlab, I got the part. Yeah, you got the part. That was the turning point. That was a turning point for me. There was a period where I was not really happy with the kind of films I was getting or the kind of work I was doing. I wanted to do something more, something different.
आपकी बॉलीवुड में आने की ख्वाहिश की शुरुआत कहाँ से हुई?
Well, ख्वाहिश मेरी आर्टिस्ट बनने की थी. अब ये ख्वाहिश यहाँ वहाँ लेके जा रही है मुझे, मतलब nothing decided कि I wanted to come in Bollywood or whatever, but I'm lucky I'm getting good work and my good work is getting me more good work, so I'm just taking it one step at a time. इसकी शुरुआत कैसे हुई? Well, I grew up watching my dad make movies and I was always inspired by him. He was my role model, is my role model, always and will be. Or I always had a flair for direction. I acted as a child actor when I was a kid in my father's film, only Maza Chakula, in '94. Or that film got a lot of appreciation and it fetched me my first Best Child Actor award. First award as an actor, and it was Best Child Actor award, state award. And then उसके बाद मैंने कभी काम नहीं किया एज एन एक्टर, बट आई फोकस ऑन माई स्टडीज़ एंड एवरीथिंग. घर पे मेरा एक ऐसे रूल था कि फिनिश योर स्टडीज़, इफ़ यू वांट, आपको अगर इस लाइन में आना है तो पहले पढ़ाई ख़त्म करो फिर आ जाओ. दोज आर डिफरेंट डेज. टुडे there are a lot of film studies also available and there's lots you can do as an artist also. But yeah, and जब मैंने मेरी पढ़ाई ख़त्म की तब by the time I finished my studies I was more inclined to direction. तो तब मेरे डैड established director थे, filmmaker थे, producer थे, and I was inspired by him. I used to assist him as assistant director in a lot of his projects. मैं छोटे मोटे शॉर्ट फिल्म्स बनाता था, डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज बनाता था. और एक दिन हम ऑडिशंस कर रहे थे. आई वॉज माई डैड्स फर्स्ट एडी. फिल्म का नाम था वेडला विजीवा, और इट्स अ मराठी फिल्म एंड इट वॉज अ रीमेक ऑफ अ साउथ फिल्म, ऑफिशियल रीमेक ऑफ अ साउथ फिल्म. और बहुत बढ़िया स्क्रिप्ट थी और हम हीरो ढूंढ रहे थे, हीरो हीरोइन ढूंढ रहे थे. वी वर लुकिंग फॉर अ फ्रेश फेस. और हीरोइन मिल गई थी हमें पर हीरो नहीं मिल रहा था. एंड बहुत ऑडिशन चल रहे थे. द प्रोड्यूसर्स वर देयर, डैड वाज देयर, एंड वी वर ऑल वंडरिंग. एंड माय डैड जस्ट हैपेंड टू आस्क मी वन डे कि यू नो, व्हाई डोंट यू टेस्ट फॉर दिस कैरेक्टर. तो आई वाज लाइक, आई हैड एक्टेड एज अ चाइल्ड एक्टर, सो यू नो I had an inclination, but I was more focused on direction. But I just thought कि yeah, it's a great script. अगर कहीं शुरुआत करनी है तो why not? So I auditioned for it, and Dad liked the audition. It was decent. Producer को भी अच्छा लगा. हाँ, आपका, I'm sure he's a hardworking chap and he'll pull it off. And I got the part. And then उसके बाद I had to obviously work because it was वो garage mechanic का एक character था. And I was very raw. I was very amateur. मुझे मतलब मैं सब कुछ, I was really young. This was 2009 or 2009 or 2010 I think. और I had to look like a garage mechanic. So I transformed. I lost around 10-15 kilos and वो सब करके फाइनली हमने शूट किया. और उसके बाद द जर्नी हैज़ जस्ट केप्ट ऑन गोइंग. आफ्टर वेडला विजुआ आई गॉट सतरंगी रे, विच वॉज आदित्य सरपोद्दार who was the maker. Then I got 2-3 other films. उसके बाद मुझे एक प्ले मिला. आई डिड थिएटर. महेश मांजरेकर ने मुझे कॉल किया. उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ, मैं एक प्ले प्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ. द प्ले वॉज ऑल द बेस्ट. ऑल द बेस्ट इज़ अ वेरी फेमस प्ले जिसके 5,000 से ज़्यादा शोज़ हुए हैं इन डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस. एंड ही सेड कि विल यू लाइक टू डू दिस. एंड आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू डू थिएटर एंड मैंने अभी तक किया नहीं था. दिस वॉज 2012 और 13. और मैंने हाँ कर दी. एंड आई स्टार्टेड we started rehearsals, the play released. It had great response, but that play was a turning point in my life as a artist, as a human being, as everything, because जो theatre contribute करता है एक artist को, I think you don't get that anywhere else. बहुत ही internally, spiritually, there was a lot of I got to know myself better as an artist. I got to understand which direction I need to head. मतलब, until an artist does theatre, I think he's playing blind. He's just going on instinct. But when you do theatre, you understand. You tend to understand the craft. You try to understand what is ठहराव. Because वही audience की आपको live reactions मिलती है ना, and it's every performance, every show is a different performance, is a new performance. It's a that's why Marathi में उसे प्रयोग कहते हैं. Every show is called a प्रयोग because every performance is like an experiment, and you're experimenting with yourself, with the audience reaction, with your timing, with your pauses, with everything. Or we did around 200 shows, and I think that was a breakthrough for me personally as an artist. मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि there is a stark difference in the films that I did before All the Best and films I did after All the Best. All the Best को theatre करने के बाद I personally felt that with every film I was growing, and I still believe I'm growing. I still believe I have a lot to learn. तो फिर उसके बाद झपाट लीला 2 फिल्म मैंने की मेरे डैड के साथ, जो पहली 3D फिल्म थी मराठी में, और वाईकॉम हैड रिलीज द फिल्म. इट वाज अ ह्यूज सक्सेस. वो मेरी पहली बॉक्स ऑफिस सक्सेस थी, एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ पुट मी ऑन द मैप, आई थिंक. और उसके बाद मुझे कई सारे फिल्म मिलते गए मराठी में. मैं मराठी फिल्म करता रहा. एंड देन there was a period where I was not really happy with the kind of films I was getting or the kind of work I was doing. I wanted to do something more, something different. And ये 2015-16 का period रहेगा शायद. और and that's when I decided कि I think I should go back to my roots and do what I really came here to do, and that was to tell stories, to direct. Why don't I try it out? तो मैंने मेरी रिसर्च शुरू कर दी. आई वॉज वंडरिंग, आई ऑलवेज न्यू आई लर्न फ्रॉम माई डैड दैट इफ यू वांट टू टेल अ स्टोरी, it should be something that you want to tell from the bottom of your heart. Only then, when it is from the bottom of your heart, it reaches the audience, it works with the audience. So मैं सोच रहा था कि what is it that I really want to tell. So मुझे लगा कि जो वाटर क्राइसिस है हमारी जो दुनिया में आज today, it's a very important, it's a big crisis today. I thought I should do something about this. I should research about this. So I started reading up. I started watching documentaries and interviews and all. और उसमें मुझे एक इंटरव्यू दिख गया. वो था हनुमंत केंद्रे नाम के आदमी का. हनुमंत केंद्रे इज़ फ्रॉम नागदरवाड़ी, which is in the Nanded district of Maharashtra. And it's this man, he वहाँ पे पानी का obviously वहाँ पे ड्राउट रहता ही है, वहाँ पानी का प्रॉब्लम रहता ही है. और वहाँ पे बिकॉज पानी का प्रॉब्लम रहता है और पानी लाने के लिए हर एक को 3-4 किलोमीटर चलना पड़ता है रोज़. सो nobody used to give their daughter in marriage in those villages. और हनुमंत की सगाई हो गई बाय चांस एक लड़की के साथ. शी वॉज फ्रॉम नांदेड़ or somewhere. And they met and he was smitten. It was like love at first sight for him. पर जब उन्हें पता चला कि ये नागदरवाड़ी से है एंड वहाँ पानी का प्रॉब्लम है, चलना पड़ता है, they called off the wedding. He was heartbroken. And all this is said in the interview, and he was heartbroken and he wanted to marry her. So he went to that girl and he told her कि मुझे आपसे शादी करनी है, पर मैं तभी करूँगा जब मेरे गांव में पानी रहेगा. क्या आप रुकोगी तब तक? And what happened is the movie. And that girl waited, and today that village has water 365 days a year. It supplies water to its neighboring 4 villages. So it's the power of love, it's the power of a human willpower एंड आई थिंक ये इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी मुझे लगी कि दिस नीड्स टू बी टोल्ड. तो मेरा दोस्त है जो खुद एक बड़ा फिल्म मेकर है, बहुत बड़ा राइटर है, उसका नाम नितिन दीक्षित. उसके साथ मैंने एक फिल्म की थी अवताराची गोष्ट. सो नितिन को मैंने फ़ोन किया, उससे बोला कि मैंने ऐसे ऐसे मुझे करना है, विल यू हेल्प मी, आई वांट टू डायरेक्ट दिस फिल्म, आई वांट टू इफ़ पॉसिबल प्ले द कैरेक्टर ऑफ हनुमान केंद्रे. बोला कि ऑफ कोर्स आई वुड लव टू हेल्प यू, एंड ही केम ऑन बोर्ड, ही रोट द स्क्रिप्ट फॉर मी, he did a lot of research with me over there, and he also came on floor with me as a creative, because when I was in front of the camera I needed somebody, you know, trustworthy to be behind the camera. तो ऐसी बहुत बड़ी प्रोसेस. पर हाँ, ऑफ कोर्स ये हमने स्क्रिप्ट बनाई फिल्म की, एंड नाउ द चैलेंजिंग पार्ट वाज टू गेट अ प्रोड्यूसर, क्योंकि मैं एक फर्स्ट टाइम डायरेक्टर था तब 2016-17 में, एंड I had packaged it like I want to play Hanuman Kendre also as an actor, but it was nothing. It was not hard and fast. मैंने कहा था कि ये फिल्म बननी ज़रूरी है, and I want to direct it. If I get to play the part, nothing like. But I was pretty sure कि producer कहेगा कि तू कैसे दो काम कैसे करेगा, तू direct भी करेगा, काम भी करेगा. You direct, we'll get some other actors. So I was prepared for this. One studio I met who had loved the script and all, they also felt the same thing. They told me the same thing. I think you should focus on the direction and let's see if we can. I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. I was okay. But then nothing was working out, I think, because I was a first-time director. Nobody was really risking to invest in the project. सब लोग कह रहे थे कि हाँ तुम चालू करो प्रोजेक्ट, we'll join you. तो सब ऐसे ही कह रहे थे. So I was like, ठीक है, but I had और 1-2 साल निकल गए उसमें, और it was 2018. And a friend, मेरा एक दोस्त है नीरज उद्वानी, who's also a very big writer director today. उसने बन मस्का भी बनाई है Netflix पर. फिर we were working together. तो मतलब when I finished my MBA, I was working with 2-3 companies that time. I had joined Pratish Nandi Communications. Then I moved to Walkwater Media. Walkwater Media is Manmohan Shetty's company, Pooja Shetty, and I was working with them as a business analyst. And that's where I met Neeraj. That's where I met Neeraj Udvani, Nikita, and Gurudev, and all these guys. So Neeraj और मेरी अच्छी दोस्ती बन गई थी, and Neeraj was pretty established as a writer, and he was also foraying into direction. And he called me one day कि hey Adi, I had a meeting with this creative producer Rashmi Kulkarni, who works with Priyanka Chopra in Purple Pebble Pictures. So they are looking for a good Marathi script. तूने मुझे कुछ, I had told him that I'm trying to develop something with this, this Hanuman Kendra, the water and everything. So you had told me about this. Why don't you go and pitch it to them? So I'm like, okay, fine. Thanks for the heads up. I told him. And और फिर मैं गया, I contacted Rashmi, and she gave me a meeting. I met Rashmi over there, and she loved the idea, prima facie. And she said, I would like to hear the script. They heard the script, they loved it. It took 2-3 months for them to give a green signal. Finally, we got a green signal from Priyanka. So Madhuji heard the script, Priyanka heard the script. Finally, we got a green signal. So I was at the verge, because we did the reading of the script. It was probably, so I had to shoot the film in the summer because I needed those parched lands and everything. So 2017 निकल गया, फिर 2018 आया था, और 2018 भी I was in January, February. And I knew I had to shoot the film in April, May or something, because if I miss this, I'll again go next year. And it's investing in a film is a very risky business. So my dad was telling me कि you try your best. If nothing happens this year, then let's see. We'll try to arrange the funding and we'll do this film on our own. Let's see. It was a backup plan. It was very dicey, but still. But I was worried कि why is this? मैं 3 साल struggle कर रहा था उस script को लेकर. और March में I got a call from Rashmi, like, hey, we're going ahead with the film.
Wow.
और हमने जाके contract sign की, और we went on floor in May. My dad always says कि कि मेरे dad की एक he has a saying that चलती गाड़ी में सब चढ़ते हैं, रुकी हुई गाड़ी में कोई नहीं चढ़ता. Start the car, move, and everything happens. So when I was going in that lull period of my career as an actor in 14-15, that's when I decided that I'll take the wheel in my own hand and I'll start directing something. And went down floor with Pani. I shot Pani. I came back. I was looking like, oh, and by the way, Rashmi told me and Priyanka, they all told me that, you should play the part. So I was thrilled. They told me, samne se ki you should play the part of Hanuman Kendre. So I was like, wow, yeah. And it was the most challenging experience of my life. It was the most difficult and challenging experience because acting, directing, it was not easy, but it was great fun, obviously. I enjoyed it. तो हाँ, तो मैं शूटिंग करके वापस आया और आई वॉज लुकिंग टोटली डिफरेंट. मेरी मूछ, मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम आई हैड ग्रोन अ मुस्टैच. जब से मूछ मैंने ग्रो की है तब से चिपक गई मेरे चेहरे पे, बिकॉज आई एम गेटिंग कॉन्स्टेंटली एवरी वर्क आई एम गेटिंग देयर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ अ मुस्टैच. सो या, I came back from the shoot of Pani in 2018 in May. In June it was, I think June, July I came back. And I keep going to Mukesh Chopra for auditions regularly. I used to, like ads and this and that. And I got a call for an audition for an ad only. So I went there for the audition and I was looking totally different. No? Tan ho gaya tha main, I lost weight, I had a mustache and everything. I went there and they looked at me and like, ये क्या हुलिया बना रखा है? Like this will not match the ad here. And I had a poster shoot of my film all pending, so I could not even remove the mustache and everything. So I'm like, sorry, I'm stuck in the look at the moment. Oh shit, yeah, sorry यार, ये ad के लिए ये look match नहीं होगा. I'm sorry. So I was rejected and I was about to leave. इतने में वहाँ पे वैभव है. Vaibhav Vishant used to work there, and Vaibhav called me and like, Adi, एक और एक टेस्ट कर रहे हैं हम, फिल्म का एक ऑडिशन, वुड यू लाइक टू ट्राई इट फॉर? हाँ, क्या है, आ जा. दे मेड मी सिट इन द कैबिन बिकॉज आई थिंक दिस लुक माइट मैच. तो ये लुक देख के मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि शायद मैच होगा. क्या है, व्हाट इज़ द प्रोजेक्ट? सो दिस इज़ अ फिल्म ऑन द 83 वर्ल्ड कप. आई हैड नो क्लू. अच्छा, ये ओके, 83 वर्ल्ड कप. हाँ हाँ, हम लोग जीते ना 83 वर्ल्ड कप, कपिल देव. हाँ, या ओ या, दे मेकिंग फिल्म. हु इज़ मेकिंग दिस? Kabir Khan is making this film. I was like, oh wow, okay, Kabir Khan, acha. Or who's playing Kapil Dev? So Kapil Dev is played by Ranveer Singh. I was like, whoa, okay, this is a big project, okay. Or what are you trying me for? I want to try for Dilip Sarkar. So I was like, okay, fine, ठीक है. And I tested. He showed me a YouTube interview. उसने दिखाया दिलीप सरकार का था कुछ. वही, they had a launch event of 83. मैंने इंटरव्यू देखा एंड ही इज़ लाइक, कैन यू एम्यूलेट हिज बॉडी लैंग्वेज एंड जस्ट डू अ टेस्ट? तो आई एम लाइक, ठीक है, आई ट्राई. तो आई टुक 10-15 मिनट्स, डिड द टेस्ट एंड ही लाइक, थैंक यू, डोंट कॉल अस, वील कॉल यू करके मैं निकल गया. आई गॉट अ कॉल द सेम इवनिंग सेइंग, आदि तू कल फ्री है क्या? फ्रॉम वैभव, फ्रॉम मुकेश भाई's ऑफिस. आई एम लाइक, हाँ मैं कल फ्री हूँ, क्या है? कबीर खान वांट्स टू मीट यू. लाइक, मतलब I got the part? Yeah, you got the part. That was the turning point. That was a turning point for me. फिर 83 के set पे I met Ilahi Heptullah, who is a close associate of Nagesh Kukunur, and she liked my work, and then she got me a test audition for City of Dreams. I got City of Dreams, part of Mahesh Aravale in season 2. Then I got Criminal Justice. Now I have worked with, I'm doing a show with Gio, I'm doing a show with Sudhir Mishra, I'm doing a show with Anubhav Sinha. Your work gets you work, and then you foray into different waters, I think. So कुछ ऐसे मैंने decide करके मैंने कुछ किया नहीं. I just kept working hard, and I think that's what you need to do. So here I am.